Hello everyone. We have Les on the stream, and in the chat we've got some familiar names here.
Yes.
Before we get started, I should point out that there is going to be a reasonable delay in Les's voice. I think I'm alright, but it's just Les that's a bit laggy, but we can deal with that. We don't know what's causing it, and we're not going to be bothered trying to troubleshoot it because we're just working with what we got. Anyway, in the chat we've got Vandenbricks, Match K183, Tony Hawkins, Joe Packett, and Sophie Hatcher. hello to you
Excellent.
all.
The classics.
The classics.
The usual suspects.
And Sophie says, hat game is strong as always.
Stay tuned because I've got more to come. Got more hats. You can't see them yet. That's it.
Another thing to note is if you hear snoring in the background, that's my dog. He's currently asleep on the bed in the background. You can't, I don't think you can see on the stream. No, you can just see the chaos of the
Chaos.
on the fire pit.
I can see the dog.
Yeah, I know you can, but you're on a different camera.
Oh, it's absolutely incredible. All right.
I'm zooming you from my webcam and then I'm streaming from my actual
A famous setup. Bromley live. Live from a live performance.
Yeah, and Sophie Hatcher says, can't wait for the hat display.
Yes, me too. For Bromley.
Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, everyone's coming in. Brian, g'day. Fire away, ask us your questions. Because this is what it's all about. We've also got Roderick Smith, who says, good evening all. Fortunately, Floyd deferred from last week. Well, I was never going to stream last week. I had a theatre night at a brilliant play, History Boys, at 1812, Upper Ferntree Gully. Okay, cool. Joel Packett says, this is absolutely incredible.
This is absolutely incredible.
And Stephen says, g'day Floyd and Les. And Albert says, hey, hey.
Welcome. Welcome.
First question of the night. Sophie Hatcher says, what was the most impressive thing you saw on your journey?
Of the South Gippsland railway line, Floyd?
Yes.
Yes. You go first.
That's a tough one. What
I don't really know.
was the most impressive thing?
I feel like I'm just going to quickly look through the thumbnails or something just to jog my memory. It was almost like 7 years ago.
It was six, almost six.
Six. Okay. 8.
Because, 2016 and we're 2022, so... I don't know.
Just have a look.
I'm going to name the bridge. Now, I know the bridge, so descriptive. I think it's the Bass River. I could be wrong about that.
Oh, is that the one with we always fell to our death?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking that as well.
Yeah, that was a cool bridge. I haven't seen, because have they completed the rail trail to Nyora?
Yeah, it was there as of when I was there.
Okay, I know they were working on it, but I didn't know if they had actually officially opened it.
Well, Nyora Station was complete. All I can tell you that, and it went off into the distance.
Yeah.
Well, not towards Craiglang, but yeah. I mean, honestly, Floyd, I'm going to agree with you. That bridge, I think, or the Tarwin River Bridge was kind of cool as well.
Which one was that?
It was near Meenian. It was on the rail trail. It was this long bridge that kind of curves around like that.
Oh yeah, I think I know the one.
Yeah, it was after Meenian, I think, or before, near Meenian. No, after. It was after. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know
Thank
the
you
one.
for the
but-
question.
Yeah. Yeah, well, what I was just going to say about the bridge in relation to the rail trail is what exactly they've done to it, because it was built very much as a rail bridge in that there was no bridge deck, there was just sleepers and the rail attached to the sleepers. And yeah, we had to step on the sleepers and not step in between the sleepers, because if we did, we would fall to our deaths.
And it had just rained, so the sleepers were like slick, and some of them were like rotten.
Yes.
The thumbnail for this
there's-
stream is a photo of me walking across the bridge. Right.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a cool bridge. And I was thinking when I was putting the thumbnail together, I was thinking like, you know, like just about the things that we experienced walking it when it was abandoned versus people who do it today on the rail trail, like what we see.
I definitely
what
want
we
to
saw that-
redo it from, yeah. Oh, so I was interrupted.
Yeah, what we saw that people on the rail trail won't see, such as, yeah, crossing the chasm of doom. I mean, that'll be a lot safer for them. And also just like, I don't know why they did this, but like they removed the signals and stuff. It's like,
Yeah, I saw that. Come on.
what did we come here for? Did we come here to just walk on a random gravel path to nowhere, or did we come to ride on a rail trail? Like, we want to see the rail history. Like, okay, I understand if it had been long removed and, you know, it's not there, fine. But no, it was there, and you, like, cut it up
Took it
for
away.
scrap. It's just
Just put one of
madness.
those like no climb laddery things like they do in the city. Just put that on it.
Or at the very least, just, like, chop off the ladder and leave the signal.
Yeah, there's one in Rutherglen on their rail trail. You can climb to the top. We did that in the video. Haters. Haters.
Well, yeah, it's a bit
Haters.
sad.
Oh,
that
yeah,
they've-
but I definitely want to walk it again from Nyora to Leongatha and just see the change now that it's a rail trail one
Yeah.
day. I've been to all the stations on the route since it's a rail trail, but I haven't walked in between.
I haven't been to any of it since it became a rail trail. Or maybe I
Yeah,
passed
I
through
have.
Leongatha, but yeah,
I
anyway.
have, yeah.
While we were yappering on,
Yappering on.
we've had Opti San
Yes.
join us.
Yes,
and Party
welcome.
Music DJ Hire.
Welcome.
Okay, so we've got a few questions now.
Excellent.
Stephen says, Floyd, did you send Les that photo I took of the two of you at Albury? I think so. If not, Les, you can text me and I'll do it. Roderick Smith says, for Floyd, I saw Les. For Les, I saw Floyd.
That's absolutely incredible.
Matt Karen83 says, what was your favourite Deminant?
Deminant. It's a good question. Again, I feel like
I've
I
got
need to
an
just like flick
answer.
through the thumbnails. Yeah.
Okay, I've got an answer, but it wasn't actually specifically related to the line itself, but it was for, like, a Deminant on the hike, and that is the toilet blocks in Median.
Meaning, but that thing is, that's not a Deminant for it. It hasn't been demolished. They were just there and crispy.
Oh, yeah, no,
I was thinking
that's true. They're crispy.
Deminants, it has to be demolished.
Yeah, that's true. I just thought of that. Stupid me.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna just look through the playlist again.
Not much was actually like. I mean, there's the station buildings along the line that were demolished, I guess, but I don't think there were any really exciting deminants per se.
Yeah.
Like anything
Yeah, just
exciting
be
was
some of
still
the
standing.
station sites, but it's kind of,
They weren't that impressive though.
they weren't that impressive. Because, I mean, it's all demolished. Like, it's just a platform. We've seen that before.
Maybe one like Tura.
I mean,
I liked the
Yarram
general.
maybe, because there was part of a good shed left, but that was kind of it.
That good shed is now gone.
What? I heard that it's turned into a barbecue place with picnic tables in it.
Maybe they've put it back, but
Well, yeah, I looked up photos for it, and it's even more zhuzhy than when we went. There's like sculpture-y things, and there's picnic tables in there. I haven't been there since, but I've just seen photos. But yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, not that many deminants. I mean, I want to say the koala sand siding, but again, I wouldn't really call it a deminant. Like, it was still there. It's more of an abandonment, but yeah. Anyway, good question nonetheless.
Vandenberg's saying my audio is loud and sounds a bit bassy, but I've got it turned way down, so let me just see. The only thing I can change is the gain on here. Tell me, is that any better? Now that I've changed it. I don't know. Okay, let's continue on.
Continuing on.
Roderick Smith says there are 3 Tarwin bridges in quick succession after Menian.
Oh, really? Okay. The main one, okay, that's really curvy and massive, okay?
And the echo, are you sure there's an echo, or is it just lag from Les's audio? Because there's nothing that should be causing an echo. Party Music says there was a small rail line leading out of Leongatha, the Outram line. That was from Karanbara.
Oh, that's Karanbara. It's Karanbara, unfortunately.
Yeah.
There's still like deminants of that line if you go there. You can still see like mounds and stuff in the like cuttings in people's paddocks, but yeah.
Yeah, there's many rail lines that you can still see the earthworks. That's really like after everything else is gone, the earthworks generally survives. And just a fun side note, the LRRSA, the Light Railways Research Society of Australia, their best time for retracing old forest timber tramways is actually right like a few months after there's been a bushfire go through the area. And that's because the area is cleared of undergrowth, and then they can see the earthworks way more clearly that have survived long after the timber rails have disappeared. Oh, there's quite... Oh no, that's fine. Okay. Brian Wilson says, I'll bite, what's the hat?
the hat that I have for later. You just have to wait and see.
I think the hat you've got on at the moment, what is it?
Well, it's just a scarecrow hat that I found in an op shop. How do I look? There was 2 of them. I think I just bought one, but Finley Op Shop would recommend.
Sophie Hatcher says, not sure if you mentioned it, but how long did the entire trip take?
15 days.
It took 15 days start to finish. That includes the last day of going back to Melbourne by bus.
Realistically, it took longer because we had to go down and scope it. We had to do like a butt ton of planning. But in terms of the actual expedition, 15 days.
Yes. And did we do like a pre-packing day?
No, I think it was more just like a hike, and then we all came to my house, and then we went through everyone's bags, and then No, you're right. It was actually 16 days because we all came to my house the day before. We looked through everyone's bags. We went grocery shopping, and then we went to sleep. It's just that's not in the video. I cut out that part.
Yeah, right. But yeah, like just also mentioning like we did, was it a 2-day scope?
It was just, I feel like it was 1.
No, it was definitely at least 2. It was either 2 or 3 days, but
remember how I went to your house before and we had this sandwich and it like got drenched?
Yes. Yeah, so I mean, gosh, how long do you reckon we spent planning it? A long time.
Don't know. Well, I don't know, like 6 months, but not every single day for 6 months.
No.
It's also our first
like,
massive hike, so a lot of stuff we don't know how to do. So it took a long time.
Yes.
But it went incredibly well. Come to think of it, nothing really went wrong, like at all.
Yeah,
that I could think of.
Nothing went
like it
wrong.
rained, but you can't really help that.
Yeah, and
you almost smashed your camera, but you didn't smash your camera. You just smashed the lens, like the filtery thing for your camera. Yeah.
And after that, I decided I'm not using filters anymore.
But didn't it save your lens? I'd want to use it just to save my lens.
Well, I now use lens caps, like lens hoods to save my lens.
Yeah. There you go.
Because
any other questions?
There's plenty.
Okay.
I'll just say the reason why is that a lens filter, if you smash that, the ring can get all bent and it can actually get stuck on your lens. So while it may have saved your lens, it's now stuck on your lens, which is not good. And thankfully my thing didn't get like seriously stuck, but it was a little bit stuck. But a lens hood is more likely to just break. And also like people, like modern lenses are very good, and if you put a cheap UV filter in front of it, you're not doing any favours to your lens, put it that way.
Then there's people really like me who just shoot on their phone.
Well, yeah, you do you. Except you've ditched your super zooms days.
Yeah, because it's kind of broken, so I just kind of can't be arsed dealing with it. Also, I don't film that much anymore, so.
Yeah, so Optisan says, what was the craziest thing that's happened in an abandoned place or extremely weird find. I mean, that's not really South Gippsland related, but I'll answer
I'll
it in
just
like 10
answer it
seconds.
just almost falling to my death at Nilex. It's just like on top of the silos, there's just holes, and then you could just fall in it and just plummet like 30 stories down a giant silo and just die. That was probably the most insane moment when I almost died, literally almost died, because I didn't have a torch. I was just like walking around and I almost died. That's my answer. Your turn.
Craziest thing that's happened, I don't know. There's been a few crazy moments like police rocking up, security rocking up. I'd say craziest is when I almost stepped on a snake.
When did that happen?
I didn't almost step on a snake. I almost kicked the snake because I thought it was a fake snake.
Oh, Amcor. Amcor. Yeah. Chaos.
Yeah. Okay. BK asks, how do you find out station locations if there are no structures left? Good question. I mean, stations, there were plenty that there was a structure left. So that wasn't too difficult. For now, out of the rest, so I would say probably a quarter of the stations. No. I mean, the only stations that had buildings left are the ones on the tourist railway, really. So Nyora, Caramburra, Lock, Leongatha. Yeah, those were the only ones that actually had like proper station buildings left. Technically, the Lock station building is from Welshpool. But yeah, say of the remaining stations, maybe a third to a half of them. There were plenty that like still had a platform mound remaining, often with platform facing. And so those were pretty easy. Beyond that, like the ones where there was really nothing left or the mound wasn't necessarily obvious, there's documentation of roughly where the stations were. Like it might say that, it was just on the other side of this road. Like one that I can think of is Caldermead. That was just on the other side. It's supposed to be just on the other side of a level crossing. Now, we couldn't find, although we knew that piece of information, there was no physical remnants of the station at all. So
if you look on satellite view of Caldermead, you can sort of maybe gather where it was, but yeah, it's really not much left.
Yeah. So yeah, like the information is out there in various places, like grade books. Like if you go to victorianrailways.net and look up the grade books, that'll have a lot of them. Or there's you can find them. They're not pretty much all stations on the Victorian Railways network. There is some documentation out there of where it existed. Albert 3801 says, would you both consider going on future epic rail hikes together, or maybe separately in the future, or have you had enough of long hikes? Yes and no. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Les, but I think that you probably wouldn't be interested in another South Gippsland level long hike.
Like, want to do the hikes, just the length, like 15 days. Like, oh my gosh, like it just kind of dragged on. Like, I'd maybe do 15 days, but in two parts, like months apart. Like, you know what I mean? Not all at once.
So,
Just dragged on a bit.
You reckon your sort of time frame limit would be about 7 days?
Yeah. Like, if I was to do South Gippsland again, I would do Cranbourne to Leongatha. So that's just all when we filmed it, just the rail section, and then I would come do the rail trail separately. I do it in parts.
Yeah. Yeah, look, if you rang me up tomorrow and said, do you want to walk another South Gippsland equivalent 15 days, I would probably say yes, but I would probably... Yeah, I'd probably prefer the 2 7 days type thing, but I wouldn't be against a full 15 days either. Perhaps just with like an extra break, an extra day or two break in the middle, because by the end, I mean...
We did do a lot of breaks though. Like Foster was like, took a day there. Garambara was like 2 days.
Yeah, I would probably just... I know we did. I'd probably just like restructure the breaks a little bit more. Like maybe like, you know, after say 3 days of walking, have 1 day break and then continue on for another 3-4 days, and then have like a proper 3-4 day break, and then so I think we had two 2-day breaks. Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, because we braked in Currumbara and Foster. One of them might have been a 3-day. I can't remember off the top of my head.
It was 3 day. If it was a 3 day, it would have been Currumbara. We stayed there longer, I think. I don't know. Right. I don't remember.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I would probably restructure the breaks a little bit. I think the major thing that I would change is I would invest a lot more in gear, proper gear, that's not going to just wear me out if I was going to do it. Like, I would get a good pack, not like the scout packs that we had were... The borrowed scout packs we had, like, they were fine. They did the job, but they were just nothing special, and, you know, they're not
elite. They're just serviceable.
Yeah.
Once an elite
and
pack.
Like, as much as I don't like to be a gear snob, I'm also aware of good gear exists for a reason. And, you know, like, I've watched videos of people who do these like massive hikes in the US where it takes them like 6 months.
I couldn't be bothered doing that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, look, I probably wouldn't be up for 6 months. I'd be interested in doing at least part of the Bibbulmun track in Western Australia. That's, I think, about 1,000 kilometres.
Walking?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not coming. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
fine. You don't have to.
I'm not. It's just it will take way too long.
I think
Like, it'll just take way too long.
time is the biggest thing, and I'm not going to be doing it any time soon.
Like, it took 2 weeks to do South Gippsland. That was 150 Ks. What the frick is 1,000 kilometers going to take? That's going to...
Well, and also I was
gosh.
thinking, like, if you get proper gear, your body isn't going to wear out as much, and so you can go for longer. And I'd also just, I think probably in general, just take less stuff. Like,
Yeah, I remember you bought a whole flash kit, then you didn't use it.
yeah, look, I
Yeah,
mean,
flash kit.
I am guilty of bringing more camera gear than I need. Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm aware. Thanks.
Give it a few minutes.
Technical difficulties.
Okay.
Mom interrupts stream. Mom interrupts stream. Stream fails.
Good. Yeah, it's a bit hot.
Okay.
Mom interrupts stream. Never
Yes,
before
so
seen
you do that.
footage. You're gonna eat it on stream. Eating food. Is this a mukbang now?
Well, no, because
Food
it's
review?
very hot.
Food review.
Okay,
Wow,
we got to
food
get
reviews.
things moving a bit because we're already half an hour in.
Yeah, we really do.
Oh, hang on. My thing just jumped. Now I've got to find out where we are. Oh gosh, there's a lot of comments.
Yeah, we need to like rapid fire some of these, at least until we catch up.
Yeah, okay.
We've been rambling.
Oh gosh, now it's too faint, the audio. Let's turn it up a little bit. Okay. Okay, Sophie Hatcher says, I visited the koala sighting recently. It was really cool just seeing how overgrown everything was. I want to go there. I haven't actually been there.
I would
know you
recommend.
have, Liz.
Would recommend.
Okay. Vandenbrink says, no way, an egg. I saw that.
Yes, good.
This is from like ages ago. Great views out Outram Way. Worth a visit. Yeah, I'll go check it out one day. There's so many like things that I want to do, but like I am very time poor at the moment until I finish uni at least.
Correct.
Play Music says there was a red hen in Corumburra Yard. Emphasis on was. When? Thank you. The stream is from there, and that's Les.
Stream fails. Mom interrupts stream with toast.
Okay, thank you.
Mom, stream fails.
Hey,
How
Les,
does it feel?
how many people did you want on the stream?
Pardon?
You wanted
We wanted
at least 20 on
20
the stream?
people on the stream, guys. Let's boost this up to 20. Tell your grandmas, get them involved.
There's 21 at the moment.
Woo!
22.
It's due to mom stream fails.
Okay, let's keep going. I was going to say, when we did the scope, the carriage shed was full of carriages, and it was unlocked because there was the grant caretaker, and we ran around the carriages and jumped between the roofs.
I was thinking of starting to edit that video the other day, but then I couldn't be bothered. Floyd, we've got 1 minute left of this Zoom.
Okay, let's transition over. So Yep, stream. We will be back shortly.
Part 3. Part 3.
Okay, let's keep going. Brian Wilson says, love the country op shops. So does Sophie Hatchew, says, me too. I've gotten some great stuff from country op shops. And Will's Trains videos says, also love the scarecrow hat. Vanderbrick says, really sad what's happened to Curramborough Station, slowly falling into disrepair.
It was getting renovated as of about a month ago.
Yeah, the council has picked it up again.
It's good. Looks like a hot mess. But yeah.
Optisan says dairy and egg. Victorian Rells says hello. Roderick Smith says LWRSA has had a weekend looking at remains. Port Welshpool, very little found. Port Albert, very little found, overgrown. A timber tramway east of Yarram, which VR crossed after it had closed. Okay. Tony says, can distort the picture. I don't know what you mean. Did you notice any remnant of the old Barry Beach line, says Sophie Hatcher. I mean, we saw where it turned off, but there's no real remnants apart from that.
Yeah, I didn't even, in the video, film the turn off, so it must not have been too obvious. Like, it's obvious from satellite view, but obviously I didn't even film it, so yeah.
I mean, I noticed
because they just take everything away when it's a rail trail.
Wow.
There would have been tracks probably and like a switch or something.
The Barry Beach line was lifted very soon after closure.
Yeah.
Rod, I think this was referring to craziest things that's happened in abandoned buildings, starting a major grass fire.
Okay, yeah, that wins.
Yeah.
That was absolute chaos. That was not good.
Brian Wilson says, if you had all the resources, would you reopen the line? All the way to Yarram? Probably not. Like, yeah. I don't know.
But if I had infinite money, yeah, why not?
Well, okay, yeah, sure. If I had infinite money, why not? But if it was
we're going
the
on the Woodside flood.
Fine. If it was a choice between that or another line, I'd probably pick another line.
Which line?
I think Warburton would be a better tourist railway.
True. Just reopen all of Healesville, all the way to Lilydale.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting
it's
through
a rail
Yarra
trail.
slowly but surely.
Sorry. Next question.
Will's Train Videos says, enjoyed the series. Which places or rail lines are you planning on walking next? I think Warburton would be awesome. Yeah, Warburton would be cool and it's on my list, but next one that we're going to walk, or you're going to walk, what's next for you?
I will be walking the Beachy Rail Trail in a few weeks from now. I have walked it back in 2019. I didn't film a video, but we will be walking the Beachy Rail Trail up in over in the Otways. I'm assuming you're all Gunzels, so you know about it, but it was a narrow gauge railway, so that's kind of cool. Then it goes like through the forest and stuff. Went all the way to Cows. Is that how you pronounce it? Floyd? Crows, something like that. Crows. But yeah, we're just walking what's on the rail trail, which is Ferguson, Beach Forest, up to Colac. So it's going to be good.
Definitely check out Crows, because there's some remnants at Crows itself. Is
there? Okay, we'll see, because we do have to do a scope day before. I'll just see if we have time, but it's a good idea.
There's like a station side, a little bit of track, and an old wagon.
Really? Okay, that sounds worth it. Okay. Cool. But yeah, stay tuned. I don't know when that video is going to come out. It might come out 6 years later, but it will come out eventually. Next question.
Victorian Rails, I have a question. Do you guys have a favourite / good spot in Melbourne you like to film in? No, not anywhere in
Not really. I'm not like a full gunzel where I just stand there for 5 hours and just film like suburban trains. Like, sorry. I'm not like Will James Railways when he's just filming like Gumble stuff.
Speaking of Will James, I haven't seen him in the chat.
What a shame, man.
He said he wanted to come.
I wanted beardless. I wanted to compare beards.
Party Music says, I used to volunteer at South Gippsland Tourist Railway up until it closed.
That's epic.
That's cool. Roderick Smith says, station sites are often revealed by the fence line jutting out. Others have rows of pine trees or peppercorn trees. Yep, there's things like that. Not so much on South Gippsland, peppercorn trees, yes, but the fence line didn't really change majorly on South Gippsland. But in a lot of other places it does. Or at the very least, the title boundaries don't tend to change.
What are you eating there, sir?
I'm eating cauliflower and leek soup.
It's absolutely incredible. Next question.
Matt says, Party Music, what was it like when you had to permanently close? We'll see his answer. He says, it was a sad time dismantling signals and stuff. Rod says, from memory, Colamede was always very meagre and had a platform on wooden piles, not a mound. Hence, nothing much to see. There you go. 265 Hemi says, you can do another hike, you're young. I'm probably one of the older subscribers who followed the series. I'd do a big one if I was fitter. I mean, yeah, we know we've got plenty of time to do another one at some stage. But yeah, it's whether we can... I think the number one biggest obstacle above anything else is just finding 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, I'll be finished uni soon, but then finding you free for 2 days is difficult enough.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't have a job. I'm always technically free.
Yeah, I know, but you're always just doing shit like truckets and whatnot. If I rang you up tomorrow and said,
yeah, I'm always busy. I find things to do.
If I said come down to me, and do shit, then you would probably need a few weeks' notice. But if I said, can I come hang out with you, you would say, sure, come with me on this trucket or whatever.
Yeah. Next question.
Matt says, idea maybe idea to hike maybe Traralgon to Maffra. Yeah, potentially, or Telerik to Alexandria. There's all these things that are like, yeah, on the cards, but
Every line, the ones you'd prioritise is ones where the tracks are still there,
yep.
and then rail trails.
Haywood
but-
to Mount Gambier is the major one that's interesting that's still got track. There's a few others that have still got track in like the northwest, but they're fairly uninteresting.
Yeah. What we really need is like a
there's-
dirt bike. Because then we go, just like get the track done in like 5 minutes and just keep going.
Yeah. There's also
I'd just be
like,
one of those turds on the rail trail on a dirt bike. Just don't care.
there's also
be
Eaglehawk
me.
Inglewood.
Yeah, true.
Anyway. Talking about your hat, Sophie says exquisite, Les.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, now it's jumped. Bunch of people just said egg. Comment from Stephen about Malden to Shelburne being on private land. Yeah, although you can look at getting permission from private landowners, it's just extra time. And
How do you contact? Like, how are you even going to know whose paddock that is? Like, unless you worked in the council, maybe. You know
well,
what I mean?
you don't, but you just go up to the farmers in the area and go, "Is that your paddock?"
God, every single. No, it's not my paddock. It's their paddock. Oh, I'd rather just walk it, and if someone comes up and yells at me, we'll deal with it then. You know what I mean?
There's extra complications, and just like there are easier options.
I'd rather just walk something a bit less in someone's paddock. You know, there's really not that much left of that line. There's just a few silos. I'd probably just go film the silos, some key points, and just call it a day. To be honest,
Yeah, Malden
I
to
can walk in
Shelburne,
a
there's
paddock
like nothing.
anywhere. There's one silo, I've seen it. It's pretty cool because it's just kind of in a paddock. It's like, what are you doing here? But other than that, and you can see how there's like farmers' fences and they sort of like curve around following the alignment. But like now where the alignment is that's also a paddock as well, but you can see. Yeah.
Rod says, I was invited to join a Victorian Great Alpine. 4 lots of 5 days with 3 2-day breaks for resupply and changeover of participants. I would have coped, but was heading to India. BK says, thoughts on whether the journey would become a viable tourist rail. Seems a shame to lose all the history. In the end, the tourist railway went under, and you know, we're not going to go into the reasons exactly why, but no one picked it up in the end, so it's a shame, but that's the world we're living in.
It's just Carabara's not like a super trendy town. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Healesville, I can get it. Like, it's just flooded with bots. It's just people everywhere. Carambara, like, I guess it's on the way to Wilson's Promontory, but that's kind of it. Like, who's really going there? That much.
Gosh, that's the memory, is that...
And, like, there's the Dalesford Railway thingamabob, but that's obvious. It's in Dalesford. That's flooded with bots. You know? Carambara doesn't have, like, bots just everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just reminds me that, like, almost every town in the region, their, like, claim to fame was that they were near the Wilson's Prom.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, something to do with the prom,
It's like,
not to do with them.
Carambara, great way to the prom. Oh, Foster was the worst. Foster blasted it everywhere, like, oh, gateway to the prom. It's like, shut up. What if I would just want to go to the prom and not Foster? Or like, why? Let me just come to Foster for Foster.
Next question.
Let's see. Vandenbrick says he's going to head off very soon. Blah, 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 blah.
Probably gone now.
Yeah. Sophie Hatcher says, by the way, loving the sneaky eggs. It's like calling out all the spoons in the room film. J-Set says, Australian dairy. Okay. I'll talk to Vandermix later about the thing I sent him. Les, what is your opinion on the current state of rail tractors in Victoria? Asked Vandenbricks.
Well, I've answered that. I said poopy.
Okay. Gosh, there's just heaps of like silly comments that I'm getting through.
We're looking for questions. We're looking for real questions that we can give
Someone's
real
asking about the
answers to.
rain. Like, do you hear about that it's raining? Yes, of course it's raining. And it's flooded in places. But we're trying to keep it on track.
No pun intended.
Pun partially intended.
Rail track. Oh, we need to bring that back. Rail track. Do you remember that?
Yes. TJ
Rail
said.
track. That was song of the rail track.
Oh gosh, and now it's jumped again. Oh, not too bad. Reopening of the line, progressive urban creep electrification, then outer suburban commuter. Lang Lang is on the cards for a new airport, says Roderick Smith. Rod said about the food, it's bean soup. I don't care what it's been. What is it tonight?
Oh my gosh.
Vandenbrick says, I wonder how much track's left on the Dalesford line. I know there's some coming into Trentham, but not sure how far they go. I believe Trentham is just the yard. But the Dalesford Railway have just received a delivery of 40 kilometres worth of track, which is enough to get all the way to Trentham. Rod says, I walked Walhalla solo duo without advance approvals. RTA got advance approval for Reedsdale and for Strzelecki with significant private sections. And Vandenbricks is still here. He says he'll push it a bit longer. But apparently at 10:20 he'll have to wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Rod says, Les's current hat barely fits. There's not much room.
Oh my gosh. Yes, yes.
Rail in Taz says, Floyd, do you know anything about the Berkshire Railway? Because I'm curious about the railway at Clearbridge. Nope, I don't know much about Tassie Railways. You'll have to look that up yourself. Brian says, what is the question you most want to be asked, and what is it the answer? Go.
Me?
Yeah.
Why are you the way that you are?
And what's the answer?
That's it.
Okay.
Just go on my channel. You tell me in the comments. Just trying to stimulate comments. Anything for comments.
It's in New South Wales, not Tasmania. It sounded just the fact that you were. I don't know much about New South Wales railways either, so I know Victorian railways and a little bit beyond. Like I know a little bit about New South Wales, but not a lot. Sophie says in response to your question, because you can be no one else.
Excellent.
Roderick says, I've been to Berkshire by train. It was built to modest pioneer standards in easy country. Nothing outstandingly memorable. And that's us caught up.
Yay! So now we'll just be silent and we'll wait for more questions about the South Gippsland Railway Line video series.
Well, it's 10:05 p.m.
It's 11:02 p.m. This is when I get creative. Let's crank this music up. Does anyone know who that is? It's 11:02 p.m. Evolve Skateboard.
Only you would know such a specific quote as it's 11:02 p.m.
Down here in my underground base. Got my toys with me. Who's that, everyone? Tell me in the chat. Floyd, anyone yet or not? Underground base. Tactical vest.
No, no one said yet.
Oops. Who has questions for us? Come on down. South Gippsland Railway Line related questions. Is anyone still there?
There's apparently 14 people still watching.
14 people. Come on, we need your questions.
Albert's just asked one. Let me take one more mouthful of this.
Mouthful of this. It's 11:02 p.m.
Albert says, what made you choose the South Gippsland Railway for a hike back when you did it over other lines?
I really don't know. I think just because it was...
You go.
Oh, just because it was rails in ground for like a long way. It wasn't just like a rail trail. Like there's some long ones, but they're rail trails. So it was like reasonably close. Like Cranbourne is very convenient to start from versus going all the way. Like as you said, Floyd, like Haywood to Mount Gambier. You got to go out to Haywood to start. Like here, you could take a bus to Cranbourne. we could take a train, actually. We love trains. And start it. So it's convenient. There's a lot of rail history. And yeah.
Or you could
that's
get
probably
your parents to
why.
drive you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's convenient. So like if it goes pear-shaped, it's not like we're in South Australia. Uh-oh. And like we were only 18, so like we probably didn't want to go too far away. You know, it was good.
Well, fun fact, I turned 19 during the hike.
Fun fact. We have 10 minutes left of the stream, Floyd. Are we going to refresh this stream? Are we going to wrap it up soon?
I think we'll wrap it up soon.
All right.
Get
Get your questions in, guys, quick. We're going to run out of time. South Gippsland.
Here's one. Says Sophie Hatcher. How the bloody hell are you?
I'm going well. Well, I'm a bit sick, but I'm here. Does that help? No, just here at this point. Maybe later.
All right. Was the South Vandenbrink asks, was the South Gippsland Railway really better than hanging out with lots so lovely ladies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice reference. Who asked that for?
Vandenbrink's.
Good reference, and yes.
We're not party animals at all.
Not really. I mean, I don't mind like chucking a wacky hat on and just going bananas sometimes, but you know, I want to go to like Surfers Paradise and just filled with like bikes.
Yeah, actual schoolies, like Surfers Paradise for us was like the polar opposite of what we would consider to be a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, no thanks. I'll
It's
pass.
like, why would I want to go to Queensland and come back not remembering anything because I was drunk the whole time?
You don't even drink slab juice, so
Yeah.
yeah. Other questions. 7 minutes remaining.
Matt K183 says, Les, I'm wondering who is Brandon Spiros?
It's a made-up character that's an essay on my channel that I haven't done in a while. I just made it up.
The name was loosely based on a real person, but an exaggeration. Like the real life Brandon Spiros does beatbacks a little bit, but not majorly.
I just used his name because it's a reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what else do we have there?
Rail Trans is trying to get everyone to reopen the line. Yeah, okay.
Honestly, the bus service in South Gippsland is fine. Like, it does the trick. I went on it twice. Gets the job done. Like, if there's no freight on the line, it's just not going to probably be viable to have it open. And the bus service was fine. Sorry, I hate to say it, but the bus service was fine.
Yeah.
Like, just run 3 buses. Like, if it's that bad, just run 3 buses. Love trains, don't get me wrong, but without freight, it kind of just doesn't make sense. That's why when every line closes down, the passenger service goes first, and then the freight, then it closes. If they ain't got freight, I don't think it's going to happen. Unless it's like a metro line. You know?
Yeah, and look, like, you know, there are some lines that could survive based on passenger service alone. Like I would say the Ballarat line, for example, is more passenger than freight.
Yeah, of course.
but, you know, it's just, yeah, it wouldn't really work out.
Now, Floyd, we've got under 5 minutes left. Are we going to wrap it up or are we going to do another one?
Well, let's just see.
Because I don't mind doing another one. Just be aware of it. That's all.
Yeah. I mean...
Questions. Answers.
Vandenbrick says, you'd think Les is a party person from his videos, lol.
Floyd Bromley. Again, I don't mind going bananas every now and then, but it's just I haven't really had a chance to go bananas since virus. So it's just me and my hats and my eggs at this point.
Yeah, Brian says, what's your next adventure? I mean, pretty much answered that.
Beachy Rail Trail. Get ready for the video. It's going to be epic.
I'm not going to be participating because I will have uni exams. Fun times.
There will be lots of lovely ladies in that video. My human will be joining, and my sister Laura will be there. So there will be lots of lovely ladies on that one. Should I bring an egg on the hike? Let me know in the description, not description, the
comments.
Thing. Yeah. Should we bring this egg? Let me know.
Roderick says, I did Bercher in the brake van over grain freight. There you go.
Gonzo.
And yeah, we're not going to... I think we'll pretty much wrap it up. So, yeah, hopefully...
Wrapping it up.
So what's the next live stream going to be in 4 weeks' time? When is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be on the 11th of November at 9 p.m.
Oh
what is the topic?
Gosh.
Who knows? We'll figure it out. What else? Map updates. There's been a few minor changes here and there. I've updated Stony Point from memory. Apart from that, just little changes here and there. Albert says, thank you, Lee and Floyd.
I'll take it. Lee's close enough. I'll take it.
Hat extravaganza, says Sophie. Yeah, so hopefully I will be done with uni completely for the last time.
And then you'll get a job and then you still not have a life. Yes.
I'm going to try and still have a life.
Woo!
Like that's what I actually want is a weekend. Like above anything else, I want a weekend, please.
Yeah, 1 minute to go.
Andrew guessed correctly, Boston Vlogs.
Boston Vlogs, everyone. 1 minute to go. Thank you for watching the live stream. Have you subscribed to Floyd Bromley yet? I hope so. I hope so. Hope you subscribed to Bargany Avenue. Any thoughts, Floyd? 1 minute to go.
Everyone's saying thanks and good luck.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Everyone, my channel, video coming out Sunday. Get ready. It's fresh. It's railway related. You're going to like it.
Stephen says, can't wait for another stream with Les where it's a general Q&A stream.
See you there. Don't know when it's going to time out, so goodbye, everyone. Bye. Check out my video on Sunday morning, 9:30 a.m. It's railway related and it's abandoned. Ooh. Floyd?
No Will James Railways.
Dang it. No beard comparison. Just the best beards.
The beard is
Dairy.
pretty blurry.
Dairy beard.
Oh, and he's gone. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. And yeah, we'll see you in 4 weeks' time. Bye-bye.